What's more likely?
Never say never, but never.
All right. What do you have over
Hey,
there,
everybody.
Christopher?
Happy Friday. Let's do it. We had football last night.
We did.
Crazy. We're back. More likely Hall of Fame team you like to go further this year, Chargers or Lions?
And I'll go recency bias. And I'll go Chargers.
You like Trey Lance last night?
Well, we'll talk about that a little. Yes, I did, number one. I sure did. And we'll talk more about that in hour number 3. But, I mean, listen, you can't read anything into last night.
No,
you just can't read a single thing into last night.
0.0.
Except the flashes of plays from kids that, you know, that are going to make the most of their opportunity. And in all honesty, the most lingering thing to potentially come out of last night could be this new virtual first down stuff.
Yep. But as Don Van Natta pointed out, you're still relying on human error to spot it. And now you're just kind of taking away the chain issue.
I don't know. I mean, it's GPS. It's, you know, it's just like picking a spot out of thin air.
Well, it's still,
I mean, it's still a human to put it down on the ground.
Yeah, and it's still Josh Allen. Oh, where was he? I don't know. Was he 6 inches?
I see what you're saying. We'll talk about that a little bit more in hour 3. But I'll just take the Chargers, man. They're the ones who kept their staff together. They're the ones who are, you know, I just have that in my gut. But I understand why people would be like, I'm out of my mind. Dan Campbell's still Dan Campbell, and the Lions are coming back healthy. I'll just choose the Chargers, even though both are very difficult divisions. What else you got, Christopher?
More likely, I wrote this last night before any of the issues this morning popped up in Oxnard.
And you refuse to change you refuse to change.
I'm not changing it because it's still the same. More likely to be suited up and playing week 1 for their current employer. Terry McLaurin, Micah Parsons, Trey Hendrickson.
I know you're not going to like my answer.
You have to actually answer. You can't just say they're all going to be there week 1 because that's not likely.
Terry McLaurin, and it is likely. All 3 are in week 1. That's how I started the show, in the same way that you won't change it because that's the way it is. McLaurin, Micah's going to be in Philadelphia chasing Jalen Hurts, and then McLaurin is going to be at home against the Giants trying to do what he did last year again, and Trey Hendrickson's going to be gunning for, I believe, Joe Flacco week 1 in Cleveland, and they'll all have their new deals, and they'll all be in some form of happiness, one would think. And that's it. But if you have to choose one over the other, I'd go McLaurin, and I know he's the only one who's demanded a trade, but they cannot do that. It would be malpractice, is the only way to put it. Mind-boggling. That you're not going to get the big target BFF for your unicorn in year 2. And just, well, Jaden, you'll just have to make do while we handle business. Just find the number, get it done. What else you got over there, Chris?
We've been talking a lot about these two teams, and we're going to talk to one of their quarterbacks next hour. West Division team that's a little too overhyped heading into the preseason. Broncos or 49ers?
Are the Niners overhyped?
Their win total's 10.5.
Okay. I mean, I guess
everyone's just penciled them in for the playoffs because they're going to be healthy. They got an easy schedule.
I don't think they're being overhyped at all. So if I have to choose it, I have to choose Denver. But I think they're being hyped appropriately. I think you could see what's being cooked there. And again, just because their defense might be the first fantasy option chosen off the team, unless you want to go grab Bo Nix and think that he'll be your fantasy quarterback. That doesn't mean that they're not a stout Super Bowl contending team. So yeah, I think they're being hyped appropriately. So, but I'd have to choose the Broncos because I don't think the Niners are being hyped at all. I think they're being completely overlooked, and I will ask that of Brock Purdy in hour 3. What else?
Overlooked? I don't think they're being overlooked.
Well, I think they are. I mean, maybe just Vegas is not, but the rest of the media is definitely not talking about them as a contender in the Super Bowl at all. You know, Juwan Jennings banged up. When is Ayuk coming back? Is McCaffrey going to be healthy? Same thing with Trent Williams. What's going on with the defense? They got a lot of green people there. They do have solid back. What's going on? Is Purdy going to play up to the the worthiness of his contract. I just gave you literally most of the questions about the Niners right now, and none of them are like, well, you're sleeping on that Giant. They're pretty damn good.
They're the favorites to win their division.
That one I don't get. That's disrespectful to the Rams more than the Niners being overhyped. I mean, really. What else you got over there,
All
Chris?
right, these next couple are based on some Thursday preseason matchups next week, which won't get into Fridays. What's more likely next week? Make sense?
What else?
I was just asking if that made sense.
No, you lost me literally during that whole soliloquy. I don't
Is
know
it more
what
likely
about. You're teasing next week's segment today. I don't understand.
No, I'm teasing some Thursday preseason games next week.
Okay, thank you.
Is it more likely the Ravens make the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Or the Colts make the playoffs?
I'll go Ravens reach the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Colts.
They play each other on Thursday.
I appreciate you lining that up. I have no idea who's playing quarterback for the Colts.
You don't think it's going to end up being Anthony Richardson?
No. I still think it'll be Daniel Jones. Because you can always go to Richardson second. You bench Richardson in the middle of the season, now you're basically saying it's not working out again. Even though you could basically, because you can make the case, hey, Richardson was behind the 8 ball physically, still love the kid, let's see what Daniel Jones can do. I think that's what's the option's going to be eventually. We'll see. But for a team that has potential quarterback issues, them missing the playoffs wouldn't bat an eye for me. Certainly if I think multiple teams could make it from multiple divisions, including 3 from 1. So Ravens reaching the Super Bowl, I mean, that's as reasonable as a thought as anything else. Chris, what else?
Wide receiver duo you like this year to combine for more touchdowns.
Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin.
Wide receiver duo.
Oh, okay. I thought a quarterback and wide receiver duo. Okay.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Bengals, Eagles next Thursday in the preseason.
I'll go Chase and Higgins, although let's not forget about, because again, Saquon's in a spot, and Jalen Hurts gets pushed in the end zone for a ton of touchdowns too.
True.
So there's only a few touchdowns to go around. So I will say the receivers will have less when Saquon and Hurts have more. That said, I know you don't like me talking about him publicly like this because you think you're going to steal him in some fantasy draft, but Chase Brown, Zach Moss got released.
Yes.
And Zach Moss was the reason why Chase Brown's season didn't start early enough last year. Chase Brown's season starts week 1.
Chase Brown's going to be a top 10 running back this year.
And so Chase Brown's going to have some touchdowns too. You know, Jamar isn't the only Chase that's going to be scoring. But I'll still take Chase and Higgins because it's just Burrow flinging it up to him in a way that, you know, I don't know how much Chase Brown's going to vulture from those guys, but I'm gonna say Saquon and Jalen Hurts will vulture touchdowns. What else?
That seems kind of safe.
Okay.
Next week.
I just thought it out.
How about this one? More likely Pete Carroll team to have a better shot at making the playoffs this year. His new team, the Raiders, or his old team, the Seahawks. They play next Thursday.
Interesting. Man.
Both sleeper potential teams.
I would think so. Great questions, man. I don't know why I'm just sitting thinking Seahawks. I just need to. I don't know. They're playing a division that you finish second, you might make the playoffs in it. The Raiders are just in a very, very deep end of a pool. I'm very excited to see what they do this year. Very excited to see what they do this year. But you're putting me on the spot here. I'll go with Sam Darnold in Seattle there. But the Raiders, I'm not falling asleep on them. I'm not saying they have no chance. You asked me what's more likely, one or the other.
Yeah.
You want to chime in here, TJ?
Pete Carroll team with the better shot making the playoffs. That's so funny because pre-show, this was our discussion. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Okay.
I know I told you.
Want to break the tie, Chris?
I know I told you I wasn't sure
man.
before.
I got to go Seattle. I think the Matt Stafford stuff is lingering just enough to give me pause that they could maybe sneak into that two spot in the NFC West.
That's a shame.
All right, last one. More likely NFC North quarterback we're fawning over at the end of this year. Season plays out, and we're just in love with this guy.
Please.
Heading into the summer. J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams.
You're really going to ask me this question?
Well, one guy we've seen play an awesome year of his football rookie season, and the other guy we have not.
Yeah. I'll go J.J. McCarthy.
Okay.
You're fawning all over him already every single time you meet him.
I haven't watched him play football.
Okay. I have.
You watch him hand off a bunch?
Okay.
He looks great. He looks great doing this.
Okay.
Come on, man. Don't be disrespectful.
Found Roman Wilson multiple times in the Rose Bowl to take care of Nick Saban, would turn out to be his final game of his career. Found a couple guys in something called the National Championship game against Washington. He also found a couple guys in the horseshoe the first time he stepped in there. All right?
You know he's sensitive to this.
By the way, in a
Chris.
game where Jack Sawyer was like, we ran a play and a tight end. We ran a tight end screen in a spot where we never ran it. We never ran this thing, and they sniffed it out.
That's because you knew the plays,
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that would happen. Oh, by the way, when Michigan sniffed it out, we were losing at that point in time. After they scored to start the game on a 12-play drive to go up 7-0 when nobody was talking about plays and who knew what.
That still hurts, don't it?
For Ohio State. Because they lost, giving up 45 in their own house.
I meant you.
No, I just see it, and just on Cam Hayward's pod. I'm like, come on, Cam. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.